Yo, I'm here looking at my creator studio on YouTube, and now I'm down to 509 subscribers when I had 515 fucking 2 days ago. I already did a video about it. Already know that YouTube is sabotaging me, but y'all ain't dedicating. Y'all ain't donating to my Patreon, so fuck it. I don't care. I'm just putting my opinions out here, and whoever likes them, like them. Whoever don't like them, fuck it. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Okay, now to the real video. Why this shit just pissed me off because I fucking had over 80,000 views, almost 80,000 views, and now I'm down to 64,000 views, 509 subscribers. When I literally 5 minutes ago just had whatever. Um. Okay, so last night I don't have listen. I'm gonna just put this out here as a disclaimer. I don't have any dogs in these races, so I don't give a fuck. I'm literally just sitting here and I'm calling it down the middle. So last night in a bowling league um, that I bowl in, we um, were held up because of another league. Their lanes broke, so they moved them on one. We have a set of 10 lanes, and they moved them on 9 and 10. So we couldn't start until they finish. So after the whole night's done and whatnot, even I think I was let me not skip it because there was some things that was said in the beginning, and we was talking amongst ourselves about, especially me and my team, and I was like, because the somebody put in, I guess, put in a complaint or whatever issue, reported our league because we didn't pay for our last month of last season, but they fucking kicked us out a whole month, so they want us to pay for a whole month that the this dude violated the contract. We were supposed to finish out our season before they demolished the bowling alley. Well, they kicked us out a whole fucking month before our season was done, and this dude wants to be paid for it. Fuck you. Anyways, with that said, there was some comments said back and forth. Oh well, I said, well, because I said what I said was, well, how does he even have a case? He violated the terms of the contract, and someone said, well, white people, they do whatever, yada yada. And I was like, well, you got a point. But then I stopped and thought, I was like, but wait a minute, dog. Like, you're married to a white woman. You just like saying that shit. And it's like, I've been noticing this lately. Whether it's on media, or just people around me, or people that's like, I know that are dating outside of their race. It's like, especially white people, they're dating white people, and it's like, why are you making these comments? You're dating someone who is from that white race. Like, is it not a thought that you may be in? I won't say insulting them, but just kind of like, I don't really have the word for it, but kind of just like, um, because it's not necessarily insult, but it's just kind of like, it's just like, for example, if because this is what it was. She was the only like white person there, so he's married to her, right? So like, just reverse that. Let's just say it was the reverse of that, right? So let's say is a white dude married to a black woman. He brings her to the bowling alley, and they're talking about some shit that black people do, right? Wouldn't you think that would be odd that your white husband would say some shit like that about a race that you're from? Like, and just not have any type of consciousness that, well, I am married to a black woman, right? So this is what I mean by I put myself in other people's shoes. So it's very odd to me that blacks love doing this. They love grouping all white people together. Not all white people. Again, make this disclaimer because I'm sure someone will come along and try to call me some type of fucking coon. I don't have a vested interest in none of this shit. I have who I have. I have my life. I have my family. I have my wife. I listen. I bring these things up because I don't like double standards. Blacks, and I've grew up around it, and I even was a victim of this mentality at one point. Black people want to be white people. They want the luxuries of white people. Not necessarily they want to be white people. They want the luxuries of white people. And so they have no problem grouping all white people together as being racist. But let one white person say the word thug, and somehow they are racist because they're trying to paint all black people as being thugs. When the crime statistics show that we are thugs, or at least we're some criminals, okay? We're a very small percentage of the total population, yet we commit over half of the violent crimes in America in general. We have to own that. We have to eat that. We can't just be sitting there and every time someone bring up a stat like that, we go back and say, well, but slavery. Because let me tell you something. Slavery, black people were more civilized after slavery than they are right now, 200 some odd years removed from the actual oppression of a similitude of slavery. Now, one part of slavery that we don't talk about is the slavery that's going on right now in Libya. Black people don't talk about that shit. We don't. If the media is not talking about it, we don't talk about it. I haven't seen any memes. I haven't seen any social media reposts of anything about what's going on in Libya. But everybody's all up in arms because that white woman killed a black dude up in, was it Minnesota? Or Minneapolis, somewhere? Oh, Dallas. Sorry, Dallas. I think I'm confusing it with the black cop that killed the white woman, but up in Minneapolis. But yeah, so now everyone is upset about what happened to this black dude in Dallas because this white woman, I guess, used to date this guy and kicked down his door and bye bye. Okay, so this is now going to be the new artillery for black women to tell black men this is why you shouldn't be dating white women because they'll get a job at the police department and then legally be able to kill you and get off. Right. So everyone's upset about that, but no one's upset about what's going on in Libya currently, right now. Active slavery. They are. Why the fuck? No one's upset about that. No one cares about what's going on in Libya right now. Okay? Black people talk a lot about unity. They talk about how we need to be on code. They talk about how we need to do this and we need to do that. What we need to do is start taking accountability for our fucking actions. That's what we really need to start doing. We need to start shunning those who refuse to have children with inside the confines of a marriage. At the worst, a committed relationship. We really need to start excommunicating a lot of the waste of space that we have claiming the black race, claiming those who are black, claiming black who do nothing but hold us back and make us look bad. See, when I was talking about how I was married to my black woman, but I have certain critical, what's the word I want to use? I have critical critique of black women. Immediately question whether or not my wife was actually black, if she was mixed or shit. And I tell them straight up, I said she might be mixed. She's not dark like me, so it's possible that she is mixed with something. But y'all love to claim mixed people as being black. So what's your problem? See, whenever you get a black person nailed, they do the whole Harlem Shake out of it and then slither their way to another argument that you never made. So because I say one thing about critical about black women, then all of a sudden now I must hate my mama. Well, that has nothing to do. Those two things are irrelevant. But I'm going through this long diatribe to basically bring it back home, and I'm going to get ready to end it right here. Stop dating white people if you have that much issues with them. Like, you seriously have something mentally wrong with you if you can sit there and complain about what white people are doing and you're married to one. You didn't just happen to screw one, you're married to one. And if I was their spouse, I would check that shit. Like, I would just be like, dog, I'm white. Like, why you have no problem putting your dick in me, or me letting me put my dick inside you, but you want to sit up here and critique white people. Like, if you want to critique me, that's one thing. But when you critique my race, why would? Because if the roles reversed, and this story got out that a black woman was married to a white man, and all of a sudden this white man was talking cash shit with his friends about what black people do, guess what he would be called? So at the end of the day, if you have that big of a problem with white people, leave them the fuck alone. Don't marry them. Don't have children with them. Just leave them alone. Don't bother them. I don't understand why this is not a valid option of just don't fuck with them if you have that kind of mentality. Because at the end of the day, not every black person is the same. Not every white person is the same. Not every Asian person is the same. I've met Asian people who just don't like black folks. I've met Asian people who fucking love black culture, hip hop, all that kind of shit. Going to college and meeting people from and I went to the hickiest college you could probably go to in New York State. Literally to the point of, at one point in time, I thought the Ku Klux Klan had to be there. It was so fucking hicked up. But they had a lot of diversity there. And when you meet people from other nations, not near yours, it changes your whole perspective on life. And you realize, at the end of the day, we all have more in common than we have than differences. The problem is, the minor differences, such as skin tone, such as gender, such as whatever, becomes the rallying cry as opposed to judging everyone based on their character and merits. But just stop dating white folks and marrying white folks if you have a problem with the quote-unquote white supremacist system. Which, if you ask me, it ain't a white supremacist system. It's an evil government system. But nobody's going to attack the government because they're scared shitless. They don't want to talk about shit. Do you know, I posted all this information about 9/11 and not one motherfucker liked it. Not even paid it attention, I don't think. And if they did, whatever. But everyone is scared to talk about anything that questions government, but have no problem talking about things that concern white folks. Same thing with white people. They have no problems trying to talk about black on black crime, but you won't talk about what the government's doing. You're mad at Kaepernick for taking a knee on the flag, but you won't talk about what the government is doing underneath the flag, behind the flag, really with the flag. Okay, you're not talking about that. You're not talking about the atrocities. You're not talking about all the not the conspiracies, but the suspiciousness around 9/11. You're not talking about that. Why? Why is that? When half the 9/11 hijackers are still alive and well, chilling in their country, and the official story has never been updated to reflect that. Let me stop before I get into another video.